Hey, Molly here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel as we are making our way through the specific personal planets in your chart. And I am discussing more about the new concepts and information in my book, Awakening Astrology, because I want to help explain this even more and give you some new things to look at in your chart, to be aware of, to experiment with, and to just see what resonates with you and what is best for you. So in this particular workshop, we're going to talk about your natal Mercury planets. Now in the book, there's the whole chapter on your Mercury sign and your mental energies. And I share with you how to balance your Mercury energies, how you can look at Mercury as we know it in astrology, is the archetypal energy of how you think, communicate, what you say, what you perceive, what you take in. It's a very active part of our experience, right? But what I wanted to offer you was a new way to look at how to energetically balance your brain. Because typically we are stronger in either our right or left hemisphere of our brains, but you have a full brain. And how can you work with both sides to be more whole, right? A more holistic, literally holistic approach to working with your mental energies. So in the book, we discuss, well, what does that mean, right? And what does that look like? And so when you're looking up your own Mercury, like if you have your Mercury in Libra, right? We discuss what that means and then how you can access the opposite astrological sign, Aries, and how to work with the higher expressions of Aries energy to balance your energies mentally in terms of communications, understanding, more of a bigger picture, seeing the other side of the coin, and so on and so forth. So that's what's all discussed here in chapter 3. But something else that I really wanted to go into is that when we're looking at what it means to open up your mind, which is essentially what we do when we're balancing these Mercury energies, what you want to also understand is that no planet operates by itself. Meaning, let's think of your Mercury as your throat chakra, and your third eye. And how these are the energies of what you're speaking and saying, what you're perceiving, what you're seeing, what you're taking in. So these are two parts of our energy system that are important to understand, especially because with the way that I teach astrology and the way that I dive into it, we look at the energetics, the spiritual components, the intuition, the consciousness, all that good stuff, and how it all comes together and you can work with it more personally in your chart. Well, when we think of Mercury as working with your throat chakra and your third eye chakra, it's part of a bigger system of energy. It's part of your overall energy system. So when you're essentially balancing or working with your Mercury more intentionally, you can then be polishing up the third eye, clearing up the throat chakra. When you want to say something or you want to express it, but the energy is stuck, or you don't know how to say it, you don't know what words to use, or you need more time, the processing time. So when you're aware of these patterns in yourself, and you can apply them to your natal Mercury, then the next thing would be to look at the opposite Mercury sign and pull on or use the strengths of that Mercury sign. Then we'll call it the next phase of this is that you want to then connect these parts of your self-expression and your communication style to more of your full energy system. And this is how you really start to work with all of your energy, and you can really feel stronger and more powerful in what you're expressing. And so I have my little, so these are candles, but I didn't want to light them when I was going to be possibly touching them. But obviously these are the 7 chakras, right? And so what I wanted to show you visually is that not only would your, let's rotate it here, Mercury be your throat chakra and your third eye chakra, but of course it connects to all the chakras. And as we're going to look at in the other videos in this series, these also connect to your, I'm pausing as if I can hear you respond, your sun sign, your moon sign, your Venus, and your Mars. Your Mercury is the outlet for your sun, moon, Venus, Mars. Having a healthy Mercury is important to literally your peace of mind, your self-expression, your ability to speak your truth, right? To feel clear and strong in what you need to say or how you need to say it. Also, in what you're receiving, what you're taking in, and then how your Mercury then maybe reconfigures it, reconceptualizes it, or whatever as you're learning, understanding. Mercury is where you express your sun, moon, Venus, and Mars. So developing and strengthening your Mercury sign basically supports all of your personal planets, your whole chart, you could say. But it's where people get to know you better, right? Where you're sharing your opinions, your thoughts, you're expressing yourself, you're saying what you need, saying what matters to you. And that's why I thought it would be helpful to show it through the 7 chakras, because look at how that healthy Mercury, again, that I'm saying is connected to the throat and third eye chakra, are basically the outlets for the other chakras, what you're bringing out, what you're bringing forward, what you need to say, that those other planets need you to express authentically, powerfully, honestly. So, how about your sun sign, right? I did a video for you discussing that, discussing the blind spots of it. But your sun sign, if you look at that as your solar plexus, your sense of self, your personal power, your full energy system, that Mercury is where you express that, communicate it, right? Put it out there of what you want, what you need, who you are. Moon sign can definitely be about your heart chakra, your needs, can be connected perhaps to any other chakras that resonate with you. I feel like this is where it gets really personal, because some people could feel like their moon chakra is very much connected to their root chakra. Their moon sign. Their moon sign could be connected to the root chakra. So this is where you would basically figure out your own formula. But your moon sign being what you need, what you feel, what's going on inside of you, that Mercury is how you can put it out there and share it with somebody, right? Share it with a good friend, with a healer, with a psychologist or a counselor, with a parent, whatever. That is where the moon sign can express itself, is through your Mercury. And of course, the same is true for your Venus and your Mars, which you might connect to certain chakras as well. So again, for some people, maybe their Venus is very much connected to their heart chakra. Maybe it's connected to your sacral chakra, whatever it might be for you. But your Mercury is how you share what your Venus needs, how she needs to be seen or recognized, what she wants to receive in terms of love and connection and sharing. Venus being what you enjoy, the pleasures of life, what you want to do on your day off. That can be very much your Venus sign. And a healthy Mercury expresses that and helps you understand it and to know this about yourself. Otherwise, there can be this huge detachment. Have you ever been in a relationship, or have you been the person in the relationship who doesn't know how to express what you're thinking, what you need, what's going on? Your Venus maybe knows all that, but your Mercury's got to deliver it. Your Mercury has got to express it and put it out there. Otherwise, no one's going to know. They're not going to know what's in your heart or what you're thinking or what you need. So having this healthy Mercury is so important. And then same with connecting it to your Mars, where your Mars is what you go for, your ambitions, how you move throughout the day, how you stand up for yourself. That Mars can be very robust, can be a fighter, but can also be passive at times or more diplomatic. I mean, of course, there's many expressions for the Mars. But the way that you communicate what that Mars energy is about is very important. So when we look at an astrological chart, you could be looking at your chart and be like, okay, Molly, I understand my Mercury. I know the sign it's in. And maybe you've checked it out here in the book as we talked about more specifics of your Mercury. And then you're like, oh, but my Mercury doesn't make an aspect to my Venus, doesn't make an aspect to my Mars or my moon or sun or whatever. So in your chart, maybe there's no direct aspect between these planets and your Mercury, but it's still really important to be able to have that healthy expression of who you are and to have a healthy, I would say even like a healthy, clean, pure Mercury that can understand more of what you're taking in and then how you're showing up for yourself. How, that Mercury is like your own publicist, your own representative, your PR team. Your Mercury can be the one who is very clear on what you need, on what matters to you. So what I really want to offer you is that once you understand the full expression of your Mercury, connect it to the other planets energetically. Connect it so that you can speak your needs, say your truth, open up the energy and allow things to basically be more natural for you. And this takes work. I mean, it's very similar to like maybe taking a communication class or public speaking or, that would be something in a formal capacity, but this is doing it energetically. This is doing it on your own terms and saying, okay, I want to be better at expressing my Mars desires, or I want to improve how I communicate my Venus or my moon. Chances are your Mercury wants to do that because Mercury loves information. And you could see it as your Mercury is like your little publicist or PR agent that goes around to each planet. It's like, what do you need? What have you got? What do you need to say? What's important? What's on your mind? This can be an energetic exercise. This can be something you practice, even in small ways, until it becomes more natural or easier. It will depend on where your natal Mercury is. Because, for example, a Mercury in the 10th house is going to be wonderful at being that mouthpiece, at saying what needs to be said and putting it out there, which is very different than a Mercury in the 12th house or a Mercury in the 4th house. So this is different for all of us. And, work with who you are. Maybe it's really uncomfortable. Maybe it's not natural. It doesn't feel good at first. But again, that healthy Mercury wants to be connected to all of your energy, wants to be able to communicate, express, and say what needs to be said in a healthy, empowering way. And that natal Mercury does need some training, which is great because Mercury loves learning. Mercury loves new information. Mercury loves to understand and take things in and process it. So this is actually a really good assignment for Mercury and can really help bring out more of your own natural energy, your own natural self. So in addition to understanding your Mercury and then balancing it, right? Energetically balancing it so that you're opening up the energy. Then you can take that Mercury and connect it to more of your personal planets and bring that part of you out into the world, into your relationships, into your life. Even just open up more of what you can do personally. And sometimes with Mercury, it's a 1-2 process. First step, second step. Where first we think about it, or we take in new information, right? You're reading something new, or you're understanding a new concept. You take it in, you think about it, and then you speak it. Not everyone does that so well. Some people speak before they think, right? But I'm just saying, like, what happens is that Mercury needs time to process. What is your process with your Mercury? How are you honoring your Mercury? How is that Mercury developing into more of its fullness? And then you can give your Mercury assignments. Be the representative for my Venus. Connect with my Mars. Have a good conversation with my Moon. Understand more about my Sun, and so on. I mean, you can obviously connect it to all parts of your chart as well. But connecting it to the personal planets is key because this is your daily energy. Personal planets are your daily energy. And that's actually why I even wrote the book, because I'm like, this is the energy you deal with every day. This is who you are, consciously or unconsciously, every day. So that was one of my driving intentions for sharing this information and offering it to you. So I hope this has given your Mercury some good things to think about, to play with, to experiment with. And I hope this also helps you feel more in command of what your Mercury can do and how it can really be there for you through all parts of your energy. So as always, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you are enjoying this series that we're going through. I will be talking about Venus and Mars in the next 2 upcoming videos. Please check out the playlist here on YouTube where I'm talking about this subject even more in case you missed anything. And I'll be back soon with another video. So as always, thank you so much for your likes, comments, and subscribes. And I hope that you are discovering wonderful things about your energy at this time. I'll see you back here soon.